Nexxlegacy.
You hear a song like that and you kind of figure that, you know what, this could be an instant classic. And, hey, I'm just here to tell y'all there's a lot of uncut escape music that's out there that I feel like the nation needs to hear a little bit more of. I want to welcome everybody to this edition of the Late Night Buzz. I am Branded here, and I'm ready to have some fun. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready to have some fun. This is my show coming back. Haven't been on in a few days, and I want to thank all you people out there listening and keeping in touch with me and just, you know, keeping everything positive as we are literally, like 10 days away from celebrating our 6-year radio anniversary. So I want to give it up to the Nexxlegacy staff and the people that's been following us, not just since its duration, but also who's jumped on and kind of figure, hey, you know what, this is definitely place to be and a nice spot to be able to rock with. So I'm here to holler at y'all, and we're going to celebrate it up, do it real big, and have some fun. And we do have a guest tonight, and she's be calling in really shortly. You know what I'm saying? Escape member who goes by the name of Keshia Babi. My girl Keisha Miles will be in the building to talk not just music, but we going to talk about the reality show, too, that she was on, because I got a couple of questions about that. I got a couple of questions about a couple of other things, and you know, I'm just gonna have some fun, play some music, and do what I feel like we need to do. But I know a lot of people out there that's real big Escape fans, so you know, I mean, you know, that $1 million question that I feel like a lot of people have circulating out there, as far as, you know, what happened to the group? Why are they not doing music? I mean, you know, it's crossed my mind a few different times too, you know what I mean, and just, you know, just listening to this song that I just played. If y'all listeners out there ain't heard that song before, there was an album that was supposed to come out that wasn't gonna have Candy on it, and it was called Unchained, and it was just listening to some of those songs that was out. I know it was like a mixtape that kind of circulated around 04, 05 or something like that or whatever. And hey, at the end of the day, I feel like this. You know, good music should always be heard, and it's just, you know, it's unfortunate that we actually didn't get a chance to be able to rock and listen. But no, I mean, you know, following Keisha's career and just really being a fan of what she's all about, and it's definitely going to be a blessing to be able to talk to her and say hi. And I think I have her on the line right now. The Late Night Buzz would like to welcome Keshia Babi to the building. Keisha, what's up?
Man, what's up? How you doing?
I'm beautiful, but I want to thank you for taking the time out to come hang out with me tonight. How's life? How you doing?
You know, life is great. I can't complain. I have no complaints. I'm actually in the studio right now with an artist I just started working with named Dylan Scott. He's the truth. He's amazing. I'm just really happy with life and being a new mom and working. You know, I'm on the grind, so he just dropped this pacifier. And, you know, that's the new life I live, you know.
Hey, and that's your first one, so, you know, congrats, and celebrate being a mommy, because as a dad myself and being active in my child's life, that's the best thing ever is being a parent, and I'm glad you're able to experience that. So, you know, we're gonna talk about just some of your parental, you know, maybe some parental tips that we could probably give each other and stuff like that, and we're gonna talk about music and escape and all that stuff. But you know, I gotta ask you, because you know the whole, I was talking to my girl Bianca about this last night, and she was kind of going back and forth. She was like, yeah, I gotta watch my reality shows and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, come on, because I'm not a huge fan of reality shows based on just some of the looseness that a lot of reality shows have. And then I seen you was on Pregnant and Dating on WeTV. So I'm gonna ask you this, okay? How did you get presented or approached to be able to get on that show? And you know, tell me a little bit about it and your experience and stuff like that being on that show.
I think my story is rather interesting because, first of all, I got the opportunity from a friend of a friend, pretty much. You know how the business is really like who so
Right.
I just happened to be pregnant at the time, and the situation just wasn't the normal situation. It might be more normal than I, had thought it was, but it wasn't normal for my family for me to be pregnant and single at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So at first I wasn't going to do the show. I was like, it's just too much going on in my life anyway. But then I was like, why not? I get a check, get exposure, get a little exposure, and then pregnancies are really, really tough for me because I've lost a couple babies. So I was so nervous about it that I was like, okay, you know what? It'll be a great distraction. I'll make some money, let's do it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't regret it. People ask me that all the time. I think it was a great experience. I'm very happy with the editing and just how beautiful the show looked. It was all good for me. Like, some people might say different things, but I can say it was a positive experience. The situation, how it ended on the show with me and the dad, I know you're going to ask that, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you.
Go ahead.
It's still the same. It's still the same situation.
All right.
But the door is open. We just waiting on them to walk in. But what I have promised myself that is whether he comes or not, I'm going to make sure my son has an amazing life, period.
Okay. So at the time that you went on the show, you was how many months?
I was really, really early. I think I was under 3. I know I was under 3 months because I wasn't showing at all. Like, nobody.
Yeah, because I seen the cast, and the cast looked like, ooh, they was, some looked like they was about to pop, and you was over there still looking slim as could be slim, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay, is she really
I didn't
pregnant
show
for real?
until my
Like,
5th month.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I had absolutely zero belly, zero. Only thing that got big were my boobs. They were huge. They were like King Kong boobs. They were huge, and that's how people could tell, like, and, I think I had just, slight little pregnant glow, but my boobs were the telltale, like, my mom knew it from my boobs. She was like, something's going on with your boobs. They're in your chin.
Yeah, and they don't look like a breast job, so that's out the question.
Right.
So, give me the real scoop.
Anybody who knows me knows, people who know me know I'm not about to go get no boob job. It's just,
There
I don't
you
want
go.
to get cut for that reason. I'm okay with my boobs.
All right.
But that was what I had all the weight gain was in the beginning. Now, at the end, I started picking up the pounds, but thank you. In the beginning, it just wasn't, I wasn't showing. I remember our first, the first time I actually met the other girls, I was jealous of everybody's bellies because I wasn't showing. I was like, they look so big and pregnant and happy, but as soon as I got big, I was like, man, this sucks.
My girl Keshia Miles is here on the Late Night Buzz, and I mean the just from the experience from the show and when it was that time and you was dating, like how was that like an awkward situation because you kind of had to break it to him that you was actually pregnant and this, that, and the other? Like, I mean, how was that journey like for you in general?
I'll be honest, like, as a pregnant woman, I felt way more emotional. And I've heard people say that pregnant women are emotional, but I was like a basket case. Like, I was so crazy and emotional all the time. So I think that the normal me, the not pregnant me, wouldn't have been affected by being on a date and, having something that a situation that might not be cool to the other person. But pregnant, I was like super worried about it. Like, I was very nervous. I was just scared that it was going to turn somebody away.
Okay.
But, keep in mind, I wasn't looking for love. I knew that I had a new life coming and that I was going to have to, dedicate myself to, which it's happened now because I don't date anymore. Like, it's just all about me working and me being a good mom. But then, I just wanted somebody to, just some companionship and somebody to talk to or whatever. But pregnant, everything is a big deal. It's like being a teenager again. You know how teenagers are very emotional and they make decisions based on their emotions.
Yeah, no, I used to cry every day, girl, so I know how it was. Right. I used to cry. No, I'm just playing. I was not crying every day. No, I was not.
Well, a pregnant teenager, I mean...
I know what you're talking about. I'm just messing with you. Pregnant
is like that times like a million. You're that emotional.
Right,
So,
right.
you know, everything was scary for me. But now I don't care. You know, either somebody likes me or they don't. I really couldn't, you know, I don't know what I'm allowed to say on this radio show, but
No, you can say whatever you want to say, baby. You're good. You're Keshia Baby. You can do whatever the hell you want to
I'm
do
saying, so
on
if
the
I
late
say
night
damn, I won't
buzz.
get in
So,
trouble.
yeah, girl,
I can say damn without
come
getting in trouble.
on. You can say whatever
Well,
you want and you won't get in trouble. So you're
well,
solid.
well, my thought is I don't give a damn what anybody thinks about me and my decisions at this point. So to the people that have an issue with the show and us doing the show, I just told them to, you know, I was about to say it. I was about to say it too.
You about to,
I was about to
what you
there.
you about to say? Fuck them. Just be like, yeah, I'll kick rocks.
Yeah, you know.
Fuck all y'all, right? That's what you want to say.
Like, you know.
I said it for you. I said it for you. And
Thank
see, you being a mom, because I heard the little one right beside you. You wasn't down to go out. See, I got you. See, you got that mommy instinct, instinct right there.
Right?
I can dig it.
Yeah,
So who had an
no.
issue? Who had an issue with the show in general? Like, I mean, did you get it from like, you know, friends, like, you know, people that you working with, or, you know, what was that?
Well, you know, I'll give you the scoop. First of all, of course, the internet, like people on like Twitter and you know, the social media pages, they're very opinionated. It's like everybody on Twitter thinks that they know everything and that they're God and they can, you know, like you don't even understand, like some of the tweets were so mean, and that, you know, like when the show came out, my son was in NICU. He was born early, so he was in the hospital for 6 weeks after he was born. So when the show was out, when it first came out, I was in a hospital with him, and I would get on Twitter to kind of, you know, just pass time, and, you know, I would get bored sometimes in the NICU, but I would get on Twitter, and they would just make me so upset with their comments and, you know, how judgmental they were about the show. As far as family and friends, I did have a couple issues with people that, like one of the guys I went on a date with on the show, he had a real big issue with how it was edited, and then my friend on the show, you know, people change, people are never, ever the same, and that's something that I accept. But like I said, at this point, I just don't give a damn what anybody says. Like, if you're not adding to my life, you are taking away from it, and I just don't have time.
No, I was on your Instagram earlier today, and I was just kind of checking out some of your stuff on there. I mean, one thing about you, and like I said, it's our first conversation, and being a follower and a fan of what you do, because, you know, I know your resume and I know who you work with, and, you know, being signed by Pebbles, I mean, she's somebody I still, you know, have a cool relationship to this day. So I know your background. So, you know, just kind of checking you out, I could tell that, you know, you do have that no nonsense, you that no nonsense kind of chick, and you want to succeed, not just by any means necessary, but you trying to do it the right way. So I can respect where you're coming from. So, you know, all those people that do have issues, they could just kind of, like you said, kick rocks and keep it moving, right?
Oh, worry about your life. How about you do that, people?
I mean, that's what I was getting ready to say. I mean, you know, it's just, you know, it's funny how we can sit back and we can go Keshia Baby, Babi on Twitter right now, and have our opinions about somebody we absolutely don't know. That's crazy. But a lot of people do that. You know what I'm saying? They social media gangsters, but real life is just a different deal, right?
That's what I call them, Twitter gangsters. They got so much shit to talk on Twitter, but will not even blink at you in person.
Right.
But, you know, that's the world that we live in. It's all good.
So with that, with this whole experience, with the whole pregnant and dating thing, and you had a couple dates and stuff like that, I mean, you know, not trying to pry in your personal business, but, I mean, your ideal guy would be?
My ideal guy would be, you know, that's a very interesting question because I really don't know. Like, at this point, I've changed. Like, becoming a mom changed me in so many ways that it's kind of shaking me up a little bit because I don't like the same things anymore. I don't. Right. I've just changed a lot. You know, it's a more serious way of living. Like, my decisions affect my son directly. So, of course. I'm just, it's, I don't know. He's got an attitude right now because he's hungry, and I'm on the phone.
Hey, you
But
handling your mommy duties. I know that's important, so
I'm
you
trying.
handle what you got to handle.
I'm giving it my all, but, as far as the ideal guy, I really, at this point, don't know. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately, but I can say I don't want anybody to waste my time. Like, don't play with me and my time. I barely have enough time to do, the things that I have to do, so I don't want anybody to waste my time. And until I find somebody who I can know for sure they're not going to waste my time, I don't even know if I have the time to try to date.
Got you. Well, I always feel like, coming from a male's point of view in a situation like that, while you're trying to not just try to figure out exactly what you want out of your life, but what you want from a guy, I always feel like, as a man, we got to try to earn something too. You know what I mean? We can't just sit back there and let you just kind of soak it in and just let it be what it is. I mean, I feel like as men, like we have to, if we're going to come into your life on a positive, then we have to be proactive and let you know, like, hey, if you need a little bit of time to, figure out what you need, then especially if we know what kind of woman you are, then, we got to make sure that we play the patience game and be exactly that for the person that you want to be with, right?
Exactly.
And I'm saying that from the heart. It's not a cliche thing, and it's not like, I just really feel like real guys is going to find real women if we do real things, and sometimes being patient is real. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I totally agree. But, I'm hoping, I don't know much about, love now that I've had my son, because the love I feel for him is just ridiculous, so I don't know if I can feel that for somebody I didn't birth. But
wow, that's deep. That's deep. But you know what, Keshia, though, it's never going to be like that, especially because, from a parent to a parent, because you're never going to love anybody like you love your child. The way you love your child is sacred. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you find a life partner that you want to share everything with and let it be about that, then, that's going to come close to it, but it's never going to be like that, because I always feel like the best love you'll ever have is the love of your child and your child that loves you, because your child's not going to give a damn about if you sing or if they just want you to, burp me from time to time, buy me a couple of games here and there and stuff like that, and spend some time with me. That's it. That's all I care about. I don't care about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So,
and my son, I'm sorry, I'm just so into what you're saying, because I love how my son loves me no matter what, and I can tell. Yeah,
that's the best important thing, and a guy that's gonna come into your life is gonna have to not just accept that, but share. I mean, embrace that, and find ways that he can add on to your happiness instead of detract. I mean, I think we all have relationships we didn't like in our lifetimes, and I kind of feel like as you grow and get older, like you're gonna have these little stages in your life where you think you're in love, and maybe you are, maybe you're not, but the best kind of love you're gonna get that's not from your child is the one that's gonna fill your circle and not take away from the circle. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of how I see it. Not trying to get all preachy though. I ain't trying to get preachy, but I'm just I'm just trying to say how I feel though. I'm just keeping it real on Late Night Buzz, kicking it with you.
I'm gonna tell you something I wasn't gonna tell you.
Okay.
I actually recently had someone try to hook me up with someone, right? And I'm just going off of what you were saying.
Okay.
I haven't really had time to date like that, but I did, have a couple conversations. And this person lied to me. If he's listening, I'm talking about you. Yes, I am. He lied to me about how many kids he has. And I still have not brought it up to him. Like, I'm still kind of pretending like I'm dumb, like, okay, I don't know. But I've stopped having conversations with him because I feel like, first of all, who lies about their kids?
Right.
And now, with me, my situation with being pregnant and not telling people immediately, that's one thing.
Yeah, that's a whole
Actually,
different thing.
It's a whole different thing because I just wasn't ready to talk about it yet.
Right.
But when you got kids, and like a lot of them, I think that you should tell somebody the truth.
Yeah. If you got like 3, 4, 5 of them floating around and you only claiming one, I hope, and that's a bad sign too, Keisha. Let's just keep it real. So, I mean, guy, if you listening or not, man, you a dirtbag just for the simple fact that you don't claim your kids. You should be able to be proud of the fact that you got 3, 4, or 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? That's just, I mean, being a parent, you should be proud. You should be proud of that. Like, I only have one child, and if I had any other kids, I'll represent those kids like I represent my daughter. You know what I mean? So, shame on you people. There's a lot of people out there that be like that, though, Keisha. Y'all dads.
I see.
It's a lot of them out there. Hey.
This is why I am a single mom. This is why I'm a single mom. Because don't nobody got, what the lady say, ain't nobody got time for that.
But see, that's the early one-on-one sign that you can just figure out. All right, well, this dude ain't nothing because he don't even want to represent his children. So,
right,
okay, yeah, to the left with you, buddy. It's all bad. Hey, you live and you learn. But that, I mean, that's Keisha. That's good game, and you know not to rock with something like that. So, hey, hats off to you for knowing the signs and for getting rid of excess baggage, because that person's not going to do nothing for you. So I can dig it.
When you're a parent, you can't help but do that. Well, that's true. I guess you're right, because some mamas do be still with that nonsense as moms. But
very true.
Very true. Yeah, I just don't have time. Like,
very true. So with this with this whole experience, just kind of coming down and just being on TV based on that, and some of the stuff that kind of came out of it. What's the one thing that you really held near and dear by being on Pregnant and Dating on the WeTV?
What do you mean? I'm sorry. Do you mean
meaning like, yeah, what's the one good thing or the one positive that you took from being on this whole show?
When I watch the season finale, and this is something that makes me emotional a lot. I still have hormone issues. Mm-hmm. But when I watch the season finale and I see in the last part of the show that video footage of me meeting, because when I had my son, he was too little, so they took him immediately, and I didn't get to see him until the next day. Right. And they have the footage of me going into the NICU to see him for the first time. To be able to watch that on TV and to experience that and have a lot of people experience that with me is something I'll never forget. Mm-hmm. Just to be able to see that moment, months later, and remember how I felt that day, and I can see the emotion in my eyes, and he was so little and so cute. To have like not just video footage, but like TV footage of that moment is something that it still means a lot to me.
No, just know I definitely feel where you're coming from, and this is all about you tonight. But just real quick, like I still have like footage of my daughter when she was born, and I just remember that moment because her mom had a C-section, so I was the first one to kind of hold the baby, cut the cord, the whole thing, and just it was just real emotional. So sometimes I would look at myself. And I would look at myself because I was crying, like tears of joy, the whole kind of thing you would literally want to feel and embrace. So I feel where you're coming from when that moment hits you. It hits you like no other, and it's just one of those moments you can't explain. You just go with the emotion for it. So I feel where you're coming from. I really do. So hats off to you being super mom already. I definitely respect you on that, though. I mean, because you just really sound like you've been a parent a long time already. You sound like an OG at this.
Oh, thank you. I take it very seriously. I'm working. I'm trying my hardest.
Hey, we all parents in progress. That's the way I see it. I see it. Now, I gotta ask you about music, and you wasn't. I didn't think you popped in when I started the show, and I was playing. I played. Was it How Do You Want Someone? How Do You Love Someone? from Escape, and you came towards the tail end of that group, and a lot of people,
Right.
fans and all, have we've all talked about, like, man, like that group, before and after you came, because that some of those songs that you had with that group, oh my God, like those are like some damn classics, and I'm like, why was that album or why was that project never released? Why did that group fall apart the way they did? Because people still love y'all, like, still to this day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you get that from time to time? And, listen to some of the music that y'all, put together back in the day and be like, wow, you know what? This was something special.
You know what? It's crazy that you asked that because I get that a lot. Like, first of all, let me say that I grew up on the group. So to be able to be a part of it was, a real blessing. Even though things, at the end went kind of bad in the situation, it still was an experience that I'll never forget, and it was a blessing. So I'll say that. You asked why did the project never get released? There was just a lot of bad business going on. I'm just going to be straight up. And it was a great project. Like, really,
hell
really,
yeah,
really
it was. Yes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That Keshia, come on now. Like, I mean, I was reminiscing, just zoning out on a lot of, and there's a lot of people still to this day. I know they can probably search for it, look for it online, try to find it, whatever. But there's a lot of classic Escape music that never saw the light of day. And that, sometimes it'd be like,
absolutely.
man, like, Jermaine, you was a loser for that, man. But at the same time, like you said, the business part of it is what it is.
I mean, Jermaine wasn't involved when I was in the situation, so I don't know what the situation was with him. I've always been a fan of Jermaine. But when I was in the situation, I don't like to start naming names and
of course.
I'll just say we had bad management, and that's just my honest opinion. It was bad management, and then as a group, I think with me coming in on the end, and it was really kind of set up to fail. I think we never really had a true understanding of how we were going to make moves. But like I said, it was a great experience. The music was amazing. We did have a song that was nominated. I think it was Soul Train back then, some type of awards. I can't remember now, but
was it that one that was on the ATL soundtrack? Was it that one?
Yeah, I actually wrote that song before Escape. I wrote that song for 3LW, and then we ended up doing it as Escape.
Okay. See,
so, yeah,
that's news I did not know. See, that's ill though. I like that. I like that because that song go. I'm telling you, I'm a fan first, Keshia. So you gotta forgive me. I'm a nostalgic kind of dude. Like I just really, really love good songs because sometimes I have a hard time listening to some current stuff. So I go backwards sometimes listening to classic music. And there was just a lot of stuff that you was a part of. I mean, you had a heavy hand in a lot of Sierra stuff too, right?
Yeah, they actually brought Sierra to me when she was, I think she might have been 15 or about to be 15. And the guy who discovered her, TA, brought her to me. He was managing me at the time, and me and my homeboy French, we just did, like, pretty much studio artist development with her for, like, months and months and months before she even had a record deal. So, like, I get, like, even with her songs that are out now, people call me and be like, this song sounds just like you. I get that all the time. But I will say that no matter what happened on the business end, I'm very, very proud of Sierra, and I'm proud of her. She's doing her thing, and I just hope that she continues to grow.
Well, as far as credit, give credit where credit's due. You having a hand in her career, you having a hand in a lot of people's career, should be noted. And, a lot of people behind the scenes, sometimes people are behind the scenes and they do a lot of, bigger than life kind of stuff and don't get the credit or notoriety and stuff like that too. So I just had to throw a couple of names out there to let people know, hey, you know what, Keshia had a hand in some of this stuff. And you had a hand in more people's careers too, right?
Yeah, with the whole OMG Girl situation, that was a group that Tiny and I started on the first season of Tiny Employee. So that's something I'm proud of as well, even though, once again, you know, just the music industry, man, it can be crazy.
Business.
It
Business.
can be crazy.
I
But, you know, I
agree.
can say that I've learned a lot, and I'll never make the same mistakes again. Never.
Right.
Ever.
Right. Now, before I get on to, you know, what you're doing currently, as far as, you know, let the people out there that's Escape fans, would you like to see something with all you guys in some kind of, if you know, because, you know, I always hear little different bits and pieces, and, you know, I could really care less about the drama of it all. I just want all y'all ladies to just kind of get down and do y'all thing and make it happen. Would you or could you ever see that happening in some kind of future or somebody's lifetime, sometime soon?
Look, I'm going to tell you like this. Me, as an Escape fan, before joining the group, I would love to see them get together. I would pay to see them perform some of the old songs as the original group. I would love to see that. Me, as somebody who joined the group, absolutely not. They owe me money. And I'm just keeping it real. Like,
got you.
You know, I don't. Once something goes bad on me, I don't tend to backtrack. And I'm just being honest. I have nothing negative to say about anybody, but it's just not how I move.
No, and that's only fair. I mean, especially like you said, the business part of this industry could be real ugly. And my question to you is, because you've done this for a while and you've been a part of this for a while, you know, and it can be ugly. We've already, you know, you've had a couple of instances before where, like you said, it's just, you know, it's just rugged as far as the business part of it. Why do you still do it?
I have asked myself why I still do music for, you know, years now. I ask myself that probably 3-4 times a year because it is a tough industry. But the most honest answer I can give you is that I just love it. Like, I love making good music. I love being a part of making amazing music. I feel like we're making, like the session I'm in now with Dylan, like, I'm so excited about his project. I feel like we're making magic. And that's something that I just can't live without. And that's how I know that it's what I'm meant to do, because I do it naturally. I do it like I breathe. You know, like it's something that I have to do. And I don't think I'll ever not have to do it, even if it's not trying to, you know, develop artists and play songs. Even if I'm just making music at home just for me to listen to, I'll always make music.
Right. Okay. I mean, and you said it, and to me, I just feel like as a fan first, you know, you having that passion to still do it, and you know, I could tell by the way you sound when you say, hey, you know what, I was in the studio working with my artists, and it didn't sound dry or boring. Like, you know, some people, hey, I'm in here working with my artists, and you know, it's just, I mean, nah, you have a flair about it, and to me, I think that's just, you know, you was built for this. I mean, God gave you that ability to just be able to make moves like that. So I'm glad you're still doing it. What about some of the things? You're welcome. What about some of the things for you as far as anything you got going on? Because I heard some of your solo music too, honey. You got it. You got it. So what's up?
I'm actually working on my very first solo project, but it's not going to be a full album, just an EP, because, you know, I'm a new mom, so I ain't got time. But working on my very first EP and working on some stuff with Music Choice, and I have a new writer that we're working on getting some placements together, so I'm definitely busy, and I've always said I'd rather be busy than bored, so I'm happy.
Okay. So you was hanging out. You was in the ATL. Was you actually born and raised out there, or?
Yeah, I'm a Georgia peach.
Okay. How's living in LA? How's the LA life compared to Georgia? You know, I had to ask you because I'm a West Coast guy. I'm up here in the Bay Area, so you know I had to ask you because it's.
Oh, you're in the Bay. I didn't know that.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So, what's the difference? What's the difference between you being the Georgia peach and then you being in LA? How's that transition?
You know, I mean, I love LA. I think LA is a beautiful place. I've always wanted to look out my window and see palm trees and be 20 minutes from the beach. So that, you know, you can't beat.
Girl,
It is
please, keep it
different,
real. There's
though.
crazy people out there in L.A. There's crazy people.
Yeah.
There's crazy folks
There's
out
crazy
there.
people everywhere. Crazy people everywhere. You know. Crazy
But
people
they're
everywhere.
known. They're known more. They don't
LA.
wear masks, Keshia. They don't wear masks in L.A. They let it be known real quick. Sometimes you got them undercover crazy folks, but there's a lot of crazy ass people in a lot of places. But L.A. Whoo.
But you know what? I'm crazy too. So I think right now.
Hey man, tell it like it is. Keshia Miles, our guest on the Late Night Buzz, and oh my God, like, you know, a lot of people talking about as far as projects. I know y'all can hit this lady up on Twitter by going to Go Keshia Babi, Go KIESHBABI. Hit her up on Twitter. Instagram is it's Go Keshia Babi as well, right?
Yeah, Go Keshia, GOKIESHABABI.
Hey. And
Twitter,
people, if y'all want some real
yeah.
stuff, go follow her on Instagram. though. She keep it all the way real. So I had to
way to
follow
be.
you on not just on Twitter because I'm following you now. And
Shoot me a comment on Instagram and I'll follow you back.
girl, I've been hitting you up all day.
You know I've been in the studio. I've been hitting you up all day. I've been in the studio. I'm sorry.
I mean, hey, but you know what? Hey, you know what's love is you've been retweeting some of my stuff too. So you know that's solid. That is very, very solid, and I appreciate it.
I try to do my job, you know. But I really, really appreciate you having me. Like it's
oh, come on now, and you know I know you got to do your mommy son thing. So I'm gonna be real brief with a couple of quick ones. You're not looking for a record deal, right? You're just kind of playing the you know, you're just letting your stock rise and you're just letting people come to you, right?
Yeah, please, I mean, I'm sorry. Hold on for one. He just threw up all over me.
Go ahead, baby.
Do that.
Nah. Hey y'all, Keshia right now is being super mom. So y'all just relax. Chill, just take it easy.
Right now, you guys just relax. Just being super mom.
She's being a mom and a producer at the same time. So if y'all out there listening, y'all could be able to take notes, people. Take notes.
I'm sorry. He just
either that,
like he didn't even do nothing. All right.
Take notes.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
I was just asking you about the whole thing as far as just, you know, the record business being the way that it is. You just gonna let folks, you know, industry people come to you, right? Let your stock rise and let people see what you got going, and then just let the industry come to you instead of you going to them, right?
Yeah, you know, and it's not even about who coming and who for me. I'm just doing what I love. You know.
Okay.
Doing what I love and being smart while doing so.
Got you. Okay.
You know, it's just all about making, like I said, right now I got Dylan and Q in the studio with me, and we're about to make some magic. That's really all that matters to me. But we ain't no dummies either. So when it comes time to do paperwork, we're going to make sure that the paperwork is exactly as it is so that we get we're worth it.
Preach that. Preach that, baby. Keshia Babi, our guest right here. And, hey, don't be a stranger. Come hang out anytime. And you know what? When your artists are done and it's ready, you know what I'm saying, for it to be aired out to the world, can you please come back on and just, you know, be a proud mama and, you know, give birth to the world, you know what I'm saying, with that ill music y'all making right now, too. And many blessings to you too. And like I said, I'm proud of you because you superhero mom doing superhero things, and you know I'm proud of all moms getting it in, and I'm really really proud of you, and I just want to see nothing but the best for you and for your little one and for your career. So as a fan first, I respect the hell out of you and what you about, and as you know, a man to a woman. You are definitely on that path to be able to do bigger than life things because you already did it by giving birth. So you're already there.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And as soon as we have something we're ready to drop, you can best believe.
Hey, hit my number and shout out to, you know, Gressel Hard as well, and shout out to. And shout out to what you got a team, you know, can I be on like Team Keshia or something like that, or you know what you got?
We're all rocking together, you know. Come on, rock with us.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Go ahead and do your mommy thing, baby. I'm proud of you, and give me a call anytime and come hang out, all right?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right, sweetheart. It's the beautiful, the talented super mom. She goes by the name of Keshia Miles. We'll be back right after this, people.
Bye.
Nexxlegacy.